Went from condos to Pop's house. On calls now bus routes.
What's up, N2S family? So today we have a very tough video that I'm gonna get into. This is gonna be hard. I had to gather myself even before doing this video because I was kind of going through it last night after hearing about, this situation. Football player MARSHAWN KNEELAND died yesterday. He committed suicide. Before I get into playing the news brief, for the people who may not know, MARSHAWN lost his mom last year. His mom didn't get to see him get drafted, but she always supported him, with football. Last week, MARSHAWN scored his first touchdown as a football player. And I know it may have triggered something because his mother isn't here. A lot of people may look at moments like that like, wow, that was a great moment. Why after that did all of these things occur? Well, you never know what a person is going through. Before I get into it, I would just say this. These situations affect me deeply. Because I have a lot of connections to men who deal with trials, tribulations, struggles, suffering that may lead to harming themselves, committing suicide, or losing their life. I have a strong connection to men who have dealt with those things, and I'm gonna get into it a little bit later. I gotta gather myself. I'm gonna try to be strong through this video. I'm gonna try my best to be as strong as possible. So pray for me, because this is not a video that I like doing, want to do, but I feel like I have to do it. I feel like a lot of men out there depend on me doing a video like this, because there's not many people who will do a video talking about this that have the type of ties that I do to individuals who are in this position and have felt everything that MARSHAWN probably had felt before he took his life. So it was very important that I do this video. And again, this is tough. MARSHAWN was only 24 years old. 24. And it's even hard saying MARSHAWN because I have a cousin who shared the same birthday as me, whose name is MARSHAWN, and he's deaf. One of my closest cousins growing up. So there's a lot of connection to this. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. And we're going to get through it. So before I say anything else, let's look at the news brief on this situation, so you can all be caught up on what happened. And after that, we'll talk more about it. All right. So let's get to it.
The family of a Dallas Cowboys player who died overnight is breaking their silence. In a post, they confirmed the death of MARSHAWN KNEELAND. They called the 24-year-old kind, determined, humble, and full of love.
Yes, DPS says Kneeland died by suicide after a chase in Collin County. Our Meredith Yeomans has new video from that chase and how Kneeland's being remembered.
A memorial for MARSHAWN KNEELAND.
MARSHAWN KNEELAND will cover it for a touchdown.
A defensive end for the Dallas Cowboys who died just 2 days after scoring his first NFL touchdown.
I texted him Tuesday, giving him a congrats on his first touchdown.
Jabbar Mayhew is a friend and Kneeland's high school strength and conditioning coach in Michigan, who Kneeland gave credit to during an NBC5 Sports interview last year.
He's one of the reasons I am this big to even be able to do that.
Mayhew says Kneeland was hardworking and determined to succeed.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of people got to see him play, but I felt like with the time we shared together, I had the best seat in the house, you know?
Wednesday night, DPS says it tried to stop a vehicle for a traffic violation on the Dallas North Tollway near Keller Springs, but the driver refused to stop. Newly released NTTA video shows troopers pursuing a vehicle, but DPS says the chase stopped when troopers lost sight of it. Minutes later, they found the vehicle, crashed and abandoned along the tollway near the Star. Police dispatch relaying a message from one of Kneeland's friends.
They just received a text from him, a group text from him saying goodbye, concern for his welfare.
DPS says Kneeland was found during a search of the immediate area around the crash, dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
What did you think when you heard about the circumstances?
It's just not, it's like I don't even know if it's real. You know what I'm saying?
Disbelief over the untimely death of a Cowboys player, seemingly in his prime. Meredith Yeomans, NBC5.
Just heartbreaking. The Cowboys, they shared a statement today expressing extreme sadness over the loss. The team is on a bye week and returns to the field a week from Monday.
This hurts. This entire situation dealing with MARSHAWN KNEELAND, it hurts. It hits me hard, man. It hits me heavy. Heavy. Man, I am so tired, man. I'm so tired of men taking their lives. Taking their lives because of pain, suffering, hardship, relationships. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it. To my core. To my core, it hit me like a ton of bricks every time this happens. Because I witness things like this in real life. I've dealt with a lot of this pain. So I know what it feels like to be in this position. I know what it is. I witnessed it. I felt it. I saw how this happened to someone in my own family. I dealt with the pain and suffering. So every time I hear a situation like this where a man took his own life, it hit me in my heart hard, like an arrow going through it. Every time. It's like reopening up a wound. I could still feel it. Like it was my own family member. I could still feel it. Like when I was going through those situations. And it don't mean that I'm not connected to God. It don't mean that I don't turn to God or got God. That's why I'm still standing here, because I got God. But I'm human. I'm just very connected to men who have been in a place to feel like they don't have nowhere to turn. They have nowhere to go. And it will be easier to not face this pain by taking my life. I understand that man. I know what that man is going through. It just hurts so bad because I just wish, pray, I hope that there's something that I could do with my story, with what I've been through, with how I got through the situation that I got through. I just hope that I'm able to reach someone out there who is in the mind state, the mental state that a MARSHAWN was in, where I was at one point in time, before they take their life. That's why I go so hard for men. That's why I go so hard for men. Because I know the only ones that could reach a man is another man. That's the only one that could reach a man. Because I know what he was facing. I know what he going through. Let me tell y'all something, man. When I was around 12 years old, my parents divorced. At around 13, I remember coming home from school and my mom had all of my clothes in a big box. I didn't understand why, but she let me know that she was sending me out to Moreno Valley with my dad and family. You know, I was living in LA at that time in Watts, and just like, I can't, you know, and I understand, you know, now my mom was a single mother and she had 3 kids and she needed help. And I was a lot, you know, I didn't really let too many people get close to my mom and my siblings. So she needed that break. I understand now. At that time, I didn't. You know, I didn't get along with my mom for a while because of that. Even though I was going to LA every other weekend, I still had something in my heart towards my mom that wasn't good. But I understand more now, right? So I went out there. And when I got out there in Moreno Valley, and my dad eventually got his place. When I first moved out there, I was living with my grandparents in a house filled with uncles, aunties, and other cousins. So it wasn't easy. Love them all. and I always say, man, I appreciate that experience, you know, but it wasn't easy because I never had to live like that before, right? But eventually my dad got his, you know, his place, and me and my dad was never really close, especially after the divorce. But he eventually got into a relationship, and then we clashed even harder. So by 14, we had a very rocky relationship, and I was running away, going to live with, you know, other family members. And by 14, 15 years old, I was in a very bad mental place, almost numb to everything going on around me, right? Just imagine being 14 years old, 15 tops, and feeling like there is no one on this planet Earth who loved me more than anyone else. Because at that time, if your parents don't, then who do? Right? So imagine feeling that at 14. Imagine. That's a very, very, very hard feeling, right? I'm saying all this for a reason too, so just bear with me. So later down the line, around 2002, I got really, really close to my Uncle Philip. Really close. I was like, it was like my brother, father, like, became my best friend. We did everything together. He used to pick me up from basketball practice. Like, man, why are you still playing basketball? We supposed to be doing this music. What you doing, man? you gonna pick me up. Like, man, because I got hurt a couple of times playing basketball. I messed my back up really bad, but I was still trying to fight. That was like my childhood dream, right? But he was right. You know, I couldn't play the same. So he was telling me the truth. He was giving me what I needed. He was like, man, you in this music, you it. And I wouldn't just tell you that, but this music, you it. Your writing ability and the way you spitting right now, you are it. This is what you need to be doing. So because of him and because I looked up to him, I completely stopped playing basketball and I focused on my music, and we would write every single day. Every day. Around 2003, a week before my 18th birthday, I'm walking. My dad see I'm walking, tell me to jump in the car. I jump in the car. I don't know what's going on because I wasn't even living with my dad at this time. But I guess he was driving around looking for me, and he found me. So I jump in the car. I'm like, what's going on? And I see his face. It don't look good. He don't say nothing. And eventually he just let me know something happened to Uncle Philip. I'm like, what? I was just with him yesterday. What do you mean something happened to him? But I'm not asking too many questions because we driving to his house. So I'm like, okay, he must be hurt, or I don't know. Is he getting locked up? I don't know. We get on his block. Field. We can't even drive all the way on the block because he lived in a cul-de-sac. Field. So we had to stop outside of the cul-de-sac. Got out the car. Once we walked up, someone who knew my Uncle Philip was crying. Wasn't a family member, but she knew him. And she said that he's gone. She said he committed suicide. I blacked out. Next thing I know, I'm in a police car with my auntie Renee. She was already in there. And I'm just pouring, crying. I can't believe what I heard. I'm asking my auntie Renee, is he dead? Is he gone? Is he gone? She's like, yeah, he's gone. I can't handle it. Can't handle it. So eventually, a little bit after that, man, I was failing everything. I didn't care about nothing. I almost was about to get kicked out of school. You know, this was my senior year. I was going through a lot. Imagine 18 years old. You don't have a great relationship with your parents. You just lose one of the closest people in your life. I'm not going to say the only closest, because I had a couple other really close people to me. You lose one of the closest people to you in your life. And you was about to move with him. I was about to move with my Uncle Philip that next week, you know, because I was staying with, you know, family members and stuff like that. I wasn't currently staying with, like I said, me and my dad didn't have a great relationship. So I'm staying with family members, and I was about to move in with him so we could really lock in and focus on the music. So imagine losing all of that. Man, I was tore up. Smoking every day. Mentally messed up. I was out of it. You know, I eventually did graduate, thank God, you know, and you know what's so crazy? You know what made me, you know how I graduated? My dad told me that I wasn't. You see the type of things that motivate me? When people tell me that I can't do it, especially the ones who always shown that they went against me, or I feel like they went against me. When I saw him go against me and say that, oh, I graduated like that. I did whatever I had to do. I was taking like 8-9 classes. I was like, I'm going to graduate. He said I'm not, so I'm going to graduate, right? But even after graduation, I went through a lot. I moved back to LA, and when I moved back to LA, I moved with my mom. But Then I was thrown on another course of life because my mom got married, moved to Kansas City, and now I'm out there on the streets. And that's a story for another day, right? I'm skipping all that, and now I'm going to 2012. And during this time period between 2003 and 2012, oh my, went through a lot, man. That's why I say, thank God I'm here. That's a story for another day, just a lot, right? But I'm going to 2012 for a reason. So when we get to 2012, a little bit before that, I got stabbed. So I was messed up. I barely could walk when I first got out the hospital. And my life was going into turmoil. You know, I was in a relationship at that time with someone I've been with for almost 8 years. And after I got stabbed, it started to feel like things were just getting worse and getting worse and getting worse, right? So I remember around the summer of 2012, things started happening to me back to back to back. And this is after I got stabbed. So I was still on medications and everything. I remember the first thing that happened was the job that I had, they had to let me go because I couldn't work the type of schedule they needed me to work because I was still recovering. So I lost the job. I got an eviction notice a little bit after that because I couldn't pay my bills the same way. The car that I had at that time, I got it repoed. So I wasn't bringing in no income. I went through a situation where at this time too, where I got pulled over in a car that I was buying and trying to sell. I had a little money. So I was like, let me try to flip some money to make more money. I can't do anything else. I'm still recovering. And that car was a stolen car. So I got locked up and I was in there for a couple of days. Ended up getting out after seeing the judge. So I was going through a lot. And I remember after I got out, because that was all I had, I literally had maybe 10 cents in my bank account. No money in my pockets. And right at this time, me and the person that I was with went through the toughest situation I could ever go through in my life. And we broke up. And when we broke up, she just disappeared. Right? So I was going through hell. One day, because I didn't have a car, I'm coming back home after buying something at the store. My door is locked with a notice on the door telling me I can't go back into my place. But it was a cool landlord who let me gather my stuff. I eventually got on a Greyhound truck. I got on a Greyhound bus and went to Moreno Valley. Now imagine being in a place where as a man you have nothing. You just lost everything after getting stabbed and being in a hospital for a couple of weeks. No one to turn to. In total darkness. In fact, at this time, the people you will reach out to every once in a while would not message you back. No. I'm sorry you going through that. Or I hope you're okay. Nothing. I'm telling you, I text a lot of people like what I was going through. I wanted people to know what I was going through because I was like, this is tough stuff. I mean, I made it through some stuff, but my goodness, what is going on right now? This is tough. Oh, Lord Jesus, I could barely breathe. Every breath, I'll never forget. Every breath I would take, I was like, how am I going to get through the next breath? Let alone another minute, another hour, another day. How? This is too much. And then I got hit with an email from my ex. I was going online like, okay, I got to muscle through this. Let me fill out some applications. and I got an email from my ex, and oh, that email, I'm not finna go into what the email said. But after I read that email, I blacked out and I was ready to die right then and there. I don't know what I did. All I know is that I ended up in an ambulance and had ice all over my body. Thank you, Jesus. I was in an ambulance. I had ice. I'm gonna be strong, man. I'm gonna be strong for y'all. I'm gonna be strong. I ended up in an ambulance and I had ice all on my body, right? I didn't know what happened. When I got to the hospital, they handcuffed me to the bed. I'm like, what's going on? They said, well, we have signs that shows you're a threat to yourself. I'm like, what do you mean a threat to myself? And they told me that I was just sitting in my car with the windows up, sweating profoundly, just sweating. I didn't even know. I blacked out. I didn't think I was trying to do something to myself. They just said I was just sitting in the car that I was in, right? I was borrowing the car. Sitting in the car, just sweating. Before somebody, I guess, busted the window out. That's how they got in my car. They busted my window out and pulled me out, and the ambulance came. After that, I had to sit on for the people who don't know, I had to sit on inside of the mental part of the mental hospital, on a 72-hour hold. And the only thing at that time that saved my life was my auntie bringing me to church. She did not leave that hospital until they let me out, the mental part of the hospital. She did not leave until they let me out. When I got out, she didn't give me a choice. She brought me straight to church. And that's when I first turned my life over to God. And let me tell you this. When I turned my life over to God, I remember, and it's clear as daylight, it's clear as me talking to you or if you talking to someone right now. I remember God saying, don't look left. Don't look right. Don't look behind you. Just look straight. Look straight. And I'm like looking at like a straight tunnel. Just look straight. Follow that light and keep going. Don't stop until you get to the end of the tunnel. And even then, I'm going to give you directions. You don't stop even then. You just keep going. Following the light. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what I was doing. I was in the worst place I've ever been in my life. I had nothing. I had nobody. I reached out to many people. Nobody responded. Nobody. All I knew was that God told me to run and go down this tunnel. Down, down, and down. Following the light. And I did it. Eventually, God had me start a business. I've told that story many times. I'm not going to go into it now, but he had me start a business and he got me through everything that I've been through. And I was thinking about the time where I felt like I just wanted to die because I couldn't even breathe with what I was going through as a man. I didn't have anybody, right? I couldn't breathe. I didn't know which way to go. It was tough. It was so tough. I was thinking about that time like, oh, Lord Jesus, like for a lot of people who going through what I'm going through, if they just keep on keeping on, they don't know they will get through it in the name of Jesus. Oh, shut them up. They don't even know. They don't even know they will get through it. MARSHAWN KNEELAND probably didn't understand that he was going to get through it. My Uncle Philip didn't understand, man, you gonna get through it. And that's why I have to speak on these situations. Because when it comes to the power of God, he will get you through anything that you're going through. It don't matter what it is that you're going through. God changed my life like I've never seen it before. What he did in my life, let me tell you this, what he did in my life, At the best part of my life in my past, I didn't have that. At the best. When he told me, grab my hand, son, and follow me, and I followed him. He took me to places I can't even explain. I can't explain, all because I didn't give up. Just because I didn't give up. There is nothing that the power of God can do. Nothing. I'm just here to just tell men like MARSHAWN KNEELAND, men like my Uncle Philip. I'm just here to tell all you men out there, it's okay. I understand you. Just don't give up. Don't give up. There's men out here who will listen to you. Maybe no one in your family's responding because they don't understand. Because that's the way I look at it now. Everyone who I was messaging at that time, maybe they did not understand. But there's someone who do. You just can't give up. You got to keep fighting. You got to get on your knees and talk to God. Let him know what you're going through or what you're feeling. He'll hear you. I'm telling you, you will get through it. And when you put all your faith and trust in him, he will get you through it. I'm telling you. Oh, my Jesus. Oh, my Jesus. You know, and some may look at me now sometime. You know, because I'm a person who help others and I'm there for others and I do for others, right? But some may look at me sometimes at moments and say, dang, Paul, why you seem cold? Because I may not have a reaction over certain things anymore, right? And what I got to say to that is, no, I'm not cold. You just can't break me. They may say, Paul, why you don't have any emotions about this or about that? I say, no, it's not that I'm not trying to show emotions. You just can't break me. You know, you go left because you walking away from me. Whether that's a relationship, whether that's a family, a loved one, no matter what it is, then you know what? I'm going to go right because I'm not chasing no one but God. You can't break me. So I tell all the men out there, no matter what you go through, don't forget you are a man. God chose you to be a man out here on this earth. You are a leader. And this is no disrespect to the ladies, but men, you are chosen leaders. God got you here for a reason. He understand and know that you can take everything that's going to get thrown at you because you are a man. You are a leader. You could take it all. I get it. With the things that us men have to deal with and put on our back when it comes to everyone around us, man, that is some tough stuff. But God put you in that position as a man for a reason. He got a plan for you. And don't think that your life means nothing and your life is over. Because if God still got you here, it's for a reason in the name of Jesus. It's for a reason. You can't let them break you. You can't let them break you. All I want to do now in my life is just give the men hope. Let them know that I understand them. Let them know that I'm by their side. Help others. And do that mean I'm perfect? No, I'm far from perfect. I just been through something and got through something that only God could have got me through. And I can't go backwards. I know what that feel like behind there. And I know what it feel like to get through it. And yeah, sometimes it seems like Paul P is tough. Yeah, sometimes it seems like Paul P do a lot in his life. But you know what? I'm just so thankful that God got me here. I know life is short. And I want to do everything God allows me to do. And I also want to make sure that while I'm here on this earth, I do everything that I could do to feel for people in my family, people who I love, people I don't even know that's watching, for them to feel like, you know what, I got hope. Just seeing how Paul P move, just seeing how much Paul P do, just seeing what he's creating and building, just seeing what he's talking about. I got hope. That's why I'm here. That's why I work hard. I don't work hard for myself, man. I give a lot of my money away, man. I take money out the bank and go down there where it's homeless people and give money out. I'm not here for money. I don't do all this for money, man. If you really knew me, you would know I don't do this for money. I help people every day. I help people. I spend more than I spend on myself. I don't spend things that I got on and I wear. I've been having this stuff for years, man. I don't do none of this for me. I do this for everyone else, to let them know, hey, because the world I come from, we didn't have hope. Especially as men, there's no hope. Not that's shown to you. So I do what I do. I go hard and work hard because I want to show all of them, hey, no, you better have hope. You better have faith. You could get through it. And anybody who come into your life and don't want to support you and have your back and understand, you know what? I understand him. He done went through some stuff I can't even relate to, but I understand him. If those are not people who are supporting you like that, then you have to do what? You have to let them go, because you can't let them break you. My condolences, man, go to MARSHAWN KNEELAND's family, and to all the men out there. Know that you're not alone, no matter what you're facing. I don't want to continue to see many MARSHAWN KNEELANDs. I don't want to continue to see other men like my Uncle Philip. I don't want to continue to see that. So this is why I have to be vulnerable and honest when I talk about things like this, because I need y'all to know I understand and I could connect with you all. Don't think nothing negative about this, man. We all have faced something. And without God, so many of us could end up how MARSHAWN KNEELAND ended up, man. So don't look at him as weak. It's tough getting through certain things. Just understand, we need God and we need each other.
I had to show him that I wasn't made.